What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about SoFi. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what's causing so much volatility today, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. Starting off, SoFi is slightly red, 0.08%, 629 the low, 645 is the high. 19.9 million shares being traded, 31.1 is the average. So a little bit low for volume today, but majority of the volume being done today is actually linked to institutions, as well as majority linked to shorts. So shorts are somewhat active today. As you can kind of see, these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So you saw some buying first thing, and then around as soon as the market did open shortly after, you had some institutions selling. Similar to yesterday, you had a abnormal rush around the 2 o'clock range, so power hour ish, and I'm not really sure why. We haven't seen any news, nothing like that, so it's a random mystery. But today there's been no news, no SEC filings, nothing like that. This is just speculation, but I wouldn't put it past Anthony to buy today. So there might be a Form 4 submitted after hours showing he did buy another 200,000 shares. That seems to be what he likes to do. But there's a couple of things that really did drive it higher today, causing shorts to return some shares. One of which was this right here. So a new analyst rating came out today, $10 price target, 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, who has a 44% success rating. So not necessarily the best, but the fact that a bullish rating is actually causing it to go higher today, I think that's generally good. And as far as I'm aware, I think I saw it posted, it was roughly around that low point right here. So again, that's definitely one thing that really helped it to go higher. And in the past, I guess you can overthink this a little bit further. And in the past, whenever there's been bullish ratings, it just gets brushed under the rug, with the exception of today's. So if you think about it, today might be an indication that we might be close to the bottom, or at least the market might think it's just overdone. That's just possibly one way how to think of it. You guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. Aside from all of that fun stuff, like I said, shorts did return some shares, more so around here. So currently they are returning 1.02 million shares. You can kind of see right here, they did start to return quite a lot. So kind of causing both edges higher. So right here and here, you can see that just the two levels. And so yeah, right now we're returning 1.02 million shares, 18.45% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 191.52 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is a little bit lower than yesterday at 0.87%, and then utilization 71.01%. So pretty interesting stuff. So that was one of the two things that really caused it to go higher, as you can kind of see. Aside from that though, it was linked to technicals, and I actually did place a limit order close to this technical point. So this S1 right here is 628. That's in fact what SoFi did bounce off of. So 629 was the low. So currently trading between this S1 and the pivot. So $6.75 is going to be that next strong resistance / target for SoFi. And then we do know, since it was tested, this S1 is very, very strong. So generally good. And like I said, I did place a limit order right here. So 8,600 shares at 630. At the time when I did place this order, I just threw it on close to that support point, and at the time it was like 636. So I figured, why the hell not? So I'm pretty happy with that. So kind of caught the bottom for that. Aside from that though, 2.91 million in calls, 1.74 million in puts. So a lot of money is getting into SoFi through options today. 45% of all the options being done so far today are bearish, and clearly anticipating more of a pullback, possibly. Looking at some of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be roughly between that 650 and 7, and then looking at puts, more so sub 650. Just to give you an overview of the open interest for the calls, because that's been one very big thing that SoFi struggled with in the past. So currently 12,000 in open interest at that 650, then 21,000 at that 7. So even this, in comparison to the last several weeks, very low. So I don't know if that's maybe the bigger market entities giving an opportunity for SoFi to really move higher, because I think last week, if I remember correctly, there was 36,000 in open interest. And then I think the prior week, like 42, which SoFi didn't really get above that point then, but I don't know if this is the bigger entities giving an opportunity for SoFi to really break out higher, even looking next week as well. Just it seems to be very low. So who knows? Then again, Wednesday is half a day, so it closes at 1. And then on Thursday is July the 4th, so Independence Day, so markets closed, so maybe that has some points to this as well, something again to kind of consider. But like I said, 2 real points to really cause this to go higher and shorts return some shares was just bouncing off of the technicals as well as that new analyst rating. So right now, just watch for this 628 to hold in the next couple trading days. And right now, I do feel it's actually going to have another run to probably around the 650. Might not be done today, but at least maybe early tomorrow. We'll just have to wait and see. Aside from that, lower percentile of the Bollinger Band, stochastic, you do see no defined trend, but it is at 23. So arguably still considered oversold. So if there's a good piece of news or possibly a 4-4 related to Anthony buying, then you could see a rush of value investors possibly getting in. And then momentum shows number of retail investors are slightly getting in, not really doing all that much. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. One thing as well I just wanted to share with you is the Elliott wave technicals. A lot of people really do like that. So going back over to IBKR, it does have a pivot point of $6.83, so definitely watch out for that. But for as long as SoFi is below that, then it is anticipated to kind of get to the mid to high 5s. So what's your thoughts on that? Do you think that's realistic? Or do you think it is going to bounce to the 7s next? What's your thoughts? And Q2 is officially locked and loaded. So now we are in Q3. So welcome to Q3. But I'm going to start analyzing to see what analysts are doing for Q2 earnings, expectations such as earnings per share over the key metrics, revenue, and whatever else. So stay tuned. I'll cover that in my next video and go over everything that you need to know. But let me know your thoughts on SoFi. Give yourself a shout out. Did you buy? Did you sell? What did you do with SoFi? And with all that though, appreciate all of you watching.